Thank you all for coming today. My name is Rob Sanders, S-A-N-D-E-R-S. I'm the Commonwealth's Attorney for the 16th Judicial Circuit of Kentucky. We are here today to review the officer-involved shooting that took place April the 29th of 2025, shortly after 6 a.m., involving officers from the Boone County Sheriff's Office as well as the Florence Police Department. I want to be clear up front that only 2 officers fired their weapons, even though there were over a dozen officers on the scene. Both those officers were deputies from the Boone County Sheriff's Department. No officer from the Florence Police Department fired their weapon. However, a lot of the body cam we're going to watch is actually from Florence Police Department, and it was Florence that initiated the traffic stop to lead to this deadly situation. The first thing I would like to do is play with you. I know there's been a lot of questions from the media about how this suspect in this interaction came to be in police contact in the first place. I want to play for you the call to Boone County 911 Center. I will say, by the way, that I'm sure it's probably created a lot of questions of why are we in Kenton County if this all took place in Boone County. The letter appointing me as special prosecutor to review this officer-involved use of deadly force was attached to the announcement of this press conference, but in short, the Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman has assigned me in my office to review this officer use of force in place of the Boone County Commonwealth's Attorney Lewis Kelly, who had a conflict on the case. Anytime a prosecutor in Kentucky has a conflict, they contact the Attorney General's office. And the Attorney General's office either can keep the case themselves or assign a special prosecutor. In this case, they assigned me in my office as special prosecutor. I did not inquire as to the nature of the conflict from the Boone County Commonwealth's attorney, so if that's something you need to know, you need to ask Mr. Lewis Kelly. But first, we are going to listen to the 911 call, and I think that will answer all the questions you have about how police came into contact with this suspect in the first place. Or my clicker's not working. Try it the old-fashioned way.
Good morning, sir. Calling because one of my teammates was stolen like 15 minutes ago from a cross and it's on 275. Can you speak up a little bit for me? Sorry to hear you. If I can hear you. Oh, can you speak up for me a little bit? It's really hard to hear you. Yes, but calling because one of my teammates got stolen and it's in Kennedy Airport right now. It was stolen like 15 minutes ago from a cross. You said 15 minutes ago? Yeah. And I can see on the GPS is on 275 and it's taking now 721 south. So going southbound? Yeah, so he went from 275 east and now he's taking 71 south. Into 71 south. He's right on the rest right now. Is there any descriptive back into the traffic area? Is there what color is the cabin tractor on the trailer? Well, I know the tractor is, I don't know the story that is my trailer is white, it's a refrigerated trailer. You said the trailer is white? The details on it, echo. Yeah, trailer is white, yeah. What about the cab? Okay, fine. The truck, I don't know the truck, I don't know the story. No, I'm asking you the cab, so there's the cab, and then the trailer that's attached to it. Is the cab with the trailer, or is it just a trailer that's stolen? Just the trailer that's stolen, just the trailer. Okay. You said it's all white? All white, trailer number 83135. And you know, the trailer is 83135, and on the side of the trailer it says Apple Logistics on both sides. Alright. What's your call that number to be disconnected? 7108. You're really hard to hear. Hang on. 708 218 5250. What's your name? J-O-H-N. What company are you with? Are you with the Echo Logistics company? Echo Logistics, that's my company. Okay, where's it at now on the highway? Right now it's on 71, it's just fencing, Thursday Road. It's not the name, but it's okay. It's in Florence right now. It's passing what exit, I'm sorry? Passing exit 181. Okay.
Okay, that 911 call is on the flash drive that's been handed out to all of you, so even if you didn't get the audio in this room, you should be able to download the audio off the flash drive. As you can tell from the call, the officers were called in reference to a stolen semi-trailer. Now, this wasn't the actual tractor that was stolen. Someone had used their own semi-tractor and hooked up to a trailer and stolen a semi-trailer from a truck stop. That's what was being called in. That stolen semi-trailer was equipped with GPS tracking, which you heard in the call, the logistics company relaying the position of the tractor to the Boone County 911 dispatch, who was then relaying to the officers via their police radios the location. That tractor was stopped near Industrial Road, or just off Industrial Road, by two officers from the Florence Police Department. I'm going to play, you've got the entire body cam video from both these officers on the flash drive that's been handed out. I'm only going to play a portion of the first one just for brevity's sake, because then the first one gets more of the entire interaction, because the first officer's video is Officer De Leon from the Florence Police Department. The initial stop was made by Officer Smallwood, but his body-worn camera hadn't kicked on as early as Officer De Leon's did. I'm going to play the beginning of hers, and then I'm going to play Officer Smallwood's body cam in its entirety so that you get an accurate sense of exactly just how long this entire situation went on, because it was a very lengthy and extended confrontation. As always, anytime you come to one of my press conferences, they don't let me talk about anything that doesn't need a trigger warning, so this is your trigger warning that what you see and hear in these videos may be alarming or disturbing.
Industrial, so if they hang up to his head. Run towards Industrial.
Okay, I'm gonna now move to Officer Smallwood's body-worn camera. This one is lengthier. I'm going to let it run so that you all get a sense of the entire length of time that this confrontation went on.
seats outside the parking lot.
Copy, order, Johnson, General.
Dude, we're not standing. We don't want you, obviously. Dude, listen, just talk to us. That's all we're trying to do is talk.
Stop walking, we'll stop walking. Talk to me, tell me what's wrong. Tell me what's going on.
I can't go home now.
Why do you have a gun to your head? Tell me that. What's going on? What caused all this? Come here, Agent. Please talk to me, please. Do not make us do this.
Don't know why that froze. Give me just 1 second. That's not supposed to happen. Apologize for the technical errors. right, let's get back to where we were. I'm going to skip to the next video in interest of time. The next video picks up just a little bit where the last one cut off. The videos, again, are on your flash drives in their entirety, so if that's something you want to air later on, you can watch that part. This is video from Deputy Wiley's body-worn camera. Deputy Wiley is obviously a member of the Boone County Sheriff's Office. This is picking up maybe 2 minutes after the video cut off from the last body camera. This video is only a few minutes long and it does contain the shooting itself.
suicide, Joe? Hold on, wait, wait, Joe. Here goes.
Okay, there was a break where, for some reason, Deputy Wiley's body cam video reset at that point, but it does pick it up in a second video where you watch officers continue to provide emergency medical treatment to the suspect until EMS arrives. By the time EMS got there, officers had already started CPR. The subject was transported to the hospital where he was ultimately declared deceased due to his gunshot wounds. Kentucky State Police investigation, as is the case anytime we have an officer-involved use of deadly force in northern Kentucky, Kentucky State Police are called in. Their investigation identified the suspect is Michael Anthony Simpson. Mr. Simpson is most recently a resident of Indiana. However, he has ties to prior addresses in both Kentucky and Ohio. He was 35 years old, 5'11", over 220 pounds. He had no prior felony record. However, he had served time in jail on some previous DUI charges. According to family that were interviewed by Kentucky State Police, he has had multiple prior suicide attempts and has made prior statements about having no intention of going back to jail and that he would commit suicide by cop prior to going back to jail. Our two officers discharged their weapons, both, as I mentioned, Boone County Sheriff's deputies. Deputy T.J. Schenkel discharged his weapon 3 times. He is a patrolman with the Boone County Sheriff's Office. He has been with the Sheriff's Department for over 12 years now. Prior law enforcement in the United States Marine Corps, where he served for 5 years and was honorably discharged, including in his time in the Marine Corps were 3 deployments overseas where he served as a military police officer, training police agencies in the foreign countries that he was assigned to or deployed in. He's got a previous assignment as a canine handler and no history of complaints or disciplinary issues. The other deputy involved who discharged his weapon 1 time was Deputy Daniel Walker. He is also assigned to the patrol division. He is on the hostage negotiation team and the evidence response team. He has been serving the Boone County Sheriff's Office for over 5 years now. He is a graduate of Bellarmine University, and he has no prior complaints or disciplinary issues in his file. I am not showing you their body-worn camera videos because Deputy Schenkel inadvertently turned his body-worn camera video off. However, it's in the middle prior to the shooting. After the shooting, he realized his camera had stopped recording and he restarted it. Although I'm not going to play that video for you now, his video has been included on the flash drive that's been handed out to the media so you can see for yourself when the video shuts off. Deputy Walker was not wearing a body-worn camera video because he was actually off work. He had ended his assignment for the day and was headed home when he heard this call come out on the radio. So when he responded on his own time to assist other officers involved, he didn't have a body-worn camera video on at the time. Fortunately, in this situation, we were lucky that there were dozens of, or at least a dozen other officers on scene whose body-worn camera video captured the entire incident. I want to make a few comments about the basis of the decision in this case. Number one is that law enforcement is not required to wait until a gun is actually pointed at them before they use deadly weapon. They, like anybody else in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, are only required to be in reasonable fear that they are about to suffer death or serious physical injury. The notion that law enforcement may not fire until fired upon is something that I think has been generated by the media or social media, the internet, something like that, but that's not the law in Kentucky, and that's not the way officers are trained to react. Human reaction time takes approximately 0.25 seconds. That's a quarter of a second for the human brain to process what it is observing and make a decision on how to react. A bullet from a handgun will cover the distance of 25 meters in 0.13 seconds. Do the math there, you get an idea of just how fast officers have to react to a situation in order to make the determination of whether or not they need to use deadly force in order to protect their own life. In this case, I lost count of how many times the officers told this suspect to drop his weapon or to stop, or numerous times he was given the opportunity to surrender. When Mr. Simpson started towards the group of officers, he was closing the distance, in other words, reducing the distance between himself and law enforcement, thus reducing the time in which officers involved would have an opportunity to react. As he started, or when they were in that standoff, and especially as he started approaching them, they basically had three options. They could retreat, which I wouldn't consider a realistic option in this case. There was a factory full of innocent people there. When you watch Deputy Schinkel's video, you'll notice the first thing he says when he gets out of his cruiser is, "We have to stop this guy before he goes into this factory and starts taking hostages." He had also attempted to carjack multiple people out on Industrial Road. Retreat was not an option for these officers. That's not what we pay law enforcement to do, is to go into a situation, let someone put a gun to their own head, and then retreat. It would have been too dangerous to the public for the officers to retreat. I don't consider that a realistic option. Second option would have been to go hands-on with an armed suspect. That's, again, not how law enforcement is trained to handle armed suspects. I don't think it's a realistic expectation that officers go try and wrestle someone that is armed with a handgun. Then third option is the one they exercised, and that's the one was to neutralize the threat and shoot the suspect. It's what they did in this case. If anything, they had plenty of chances or plenty of moments during that entire standoff and the walking standoff that it was, where they would have been very justified in shooting Mr. Simpson. In fact, every time you saw him raise and lower the gun, every time that gun starts to move, it was a wonder he wasn't shot earlier, because every time he lifts that gun, those officers don't know whether he's going to point that gun at them or point that gun at his own head. And then again, when Mr. Simpson started towards the officers, he really forced their hand. The other two options that they had were not realistic. They are not anything that the community or the public would accept from law enforcement as a reasonable reaction to the situation they were put in. So unfortunately, these deputies had one realistic option, and that was to shoot Mr. Simpson, which they did. As a result, I've made the call that there is no probable cause for criminal charges. This letter articulating all the reasons behind the rationale, the reasoning, the evaluation that went into this decision is included in the flash drive, but the bottom line is the officers were justified in the use of deadly force in protection of their own lives and the lives of their fellow officers, as well as the lives of the public. Prosecutors are under an ethical obligation not to pursue criminal charges when we don't believe that there's probable cause to believe that a criminal offense was committed. Thus, if I were to present this case to a grand jury or pursue charges in any other fashion, I would be going against my ethical obligation. So this case will not be presented to the grand jury. The Kentucky State Police lead detective is Sergeant Travis Sturgill. He has received this letter already, and he and I have talked, and he's waiting on a few more pieces of information, including a completed autopsy report and things of that nature, before he closes his file out. But for all intents and purposes, we consider this investigation closed and these two deputies cleared of any wrongdoing. This time, I'll be happy to take questions from any members of the meeting.
So many questions, Rob. First of all, who is Bree?
Bree, according to the Kentucky State Police investigation, is a lady by the name of Bree Waterman, who we believe is Mr. Simpson's either fiance or girlfriend. I do not believe they are married, but police have identified Bree as Mr. Simpson's fiance.
Did he ever say why he was holding the gun to his head? It was hard to hear.
I think you'll hear it when you play it back. The audio will be a little clearer, but he was just trying to fend off these officers and to delay the arrest that was inevitable. At this point in time, Mr. Simpson was in receipt of a stolen tractor trailer, which was probably valued over $10,000, which would be a Class C felony in Kentucky. If it was only valued over $1,000, it would be a Class D felony, but a D felony receiving stolen property nonetheless. He was also had committed fleeing police in the second degree, which is another D felony in Kentucky, as well as probably wanton endangerment, which is a felony, and a raft of misdemeanors as well. So
Tractor trailer, just a trailer.
just the trailer, correct. So he was facing the prospect of significant prison time in Kentucky. He, according to the KSP investigation, had not enjoyed his prior stay in the jail that he was in for his DUI case and had no intention of going back. So this is not a very effective way to negotiate with police officers, but nevertheless, that's the one that he chose. But I don't know that I'm sorry?
What jail was that?
I can get that to you, Mike, but I don't remember off the top of my head. It wasn't Kenton County, and I don't believe it was Boone County. I think it was either in Indiana or Ohio, but I'll find that out and I'll let you know. But nevertheless, I've heard of this before, people trying to ward off police by putting a gun to their own head, and I've never heard of it being successful. Obviously, if your intention is to either kill yourself, which I think if you heard the last thing he said to Deputy Wiley was, if you say put the gun down one more time, I'm going to put the gun down. And I think the way he says it, you can infer that he is telling Deputy Wiley that if you tell me to drop the gun one more time, I'm going to shoot myself. So I think that this is just an unfortunate and tragic situation of a criminal suspect intending to commit suicide by cop. He apparently didn't have it in him to pull the trigger himself, but I think he knew exactly what was coming when he started walking towards the police officers.
Do you know, just because you watched so many different angles, from the time that officers arrived until when those shots were fired, about how much time?
It's approximately 15 minutes. If you look at the Officer Smallwood's body-worn camera video, it has the actual time on it, so you can, obviously he was out with him maybe a minute or two before Mr. Simpson started running, but if you compare the times on Officer De Leon's camera video with Officer Smallwood's camera video, and I apologize again for the malfunction, but if you watch Officer Smallwood's video, you'll see the shooting on there as well, so you'll know the exact amount of time.
So when he started running, he had the gun on.
Yes.
The officers had him.
When you slow down the video, it appears as though he pulls it from the rear of his waistline. So I assume he had it tucked in the back of his pants, but you can't really tell. You can just see his arm disappear behind his back, and then he comes out with a handgun.
And you say don't have to point the gun for the officers to react. Did he ever point the gun at them?
I can't really tell in that video because there's so much distance between the officers, and no one really gets close enough to tell where he had that gun pointed until the very end. In Deputy Wiley's video, you can see him raise and lower the gun. However, every time he raised it, he did put it to his own head, but certainly the officers didn't know that every time he started to move the gun.
You said during that foot pursuit there was multiple attempts at carjacking?
It appears when you watch, and there's probably 6 or so different body camera videos of the actual, I guess, walking standoff, and you can hear it's on Officer Smallwood's video, as well as you can hear Officer De Leon talking about the fact that he's trying to carjack someone. When you watch the rest of her video, it appears to me that there's at least 2 different cars that he tried to get into, but he was not clearly visible when he was near several other cars, so I don't know if there are additional ones. I do know the Kentucky State Police have talked to at least 1, if not 2, of the people that reported themselves as being victims of attempted carjacking.
Now, I know that one of the officers had called over the radio to let Amazon know about the situation that was going on. Can you speak to whether there was any kind of lockdown put in place in that facility? I know that the hostages were a possible concern.
Yes, the deputies and the officers involved were well aware of the fact that Amazon was open and operational at the time. Boone County Emergency Communications Center did make a call to an Amazon representative in order to effectuate a lockdown. However, that person that they talked to was out of town, I believe at a training of some sort, so she had to call back to Boone County in order to make that happen. I think the most accurate answer would be a lockdown was in progress at the time the shots were fired, because there is another call to the 911 center from Amazon asking about the police situation outside, and by that point, the dispatcher informs them that the situation has been resolved and there is no longer a threat. So I think we can conclude that the shots were already fired by that point. Yes, ma'am.
Where did Simpson get the tractor trailer from, the semi-truck?
Florence Police is handling that investigation. That's not part of my investigation. I'm not assigned to investigate the theft of the trailer. I do know it was from a truck stop. That's reported from the 911 call. I think it was a truck stop in Indiana, although I'm not certain on that.
But it was his tractor.
It was, well, the tractor was not reported stolen. The trailer was reported stolen. I do not know who owns the tractor.
He said, this is an effed up world. Did he expand anything further than that on why he was doing this?
Other than he didn't want to go back to jail, no.
Okay.
That, as far as I can tell, that's it.
And knowing that he had a stolen trailer.
Well, you know, obviously in that video, we heard him asking the police, well, why'd you pull me over? I think that has more to do with how did you know that I stole the trailer? I just don't think he envisioned the fact that he stole a trailer with GPS tracking on it, and so he didn't understand how police were on to him. But nevertheless, that I can tell, this is someone who's had mental health history in the past, who's had prior suicide attempts in the past that did not involve law enforcement, who had made statements that he had no intention of going back to jail, that he would commit suicide by cop before ever doing so, and he brought that situation upon himself.
And the deputies fired, I think I heard you correctly, a total of 4 shots?
4, yes, 3 from Deputy Schenkel and 1 from Deputy Walker.
And I don't know if you already said, but how many struck?
All 4,
All 4?
yes.
And you said the trailer had GPS tracking, correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's how the 911 caller knew all the locations.
And too many to count. Drop the gun, drop the gun, too many to count.
I mean, it's at least dozens, if not hundreds of commands to drop the gun. Y'all got the time, you can go count them, but I lost count several minutes into the video. Okay, if that's all the questions, that's all I have for you all today. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.